We look up into the crushing silence of the void and assume there's nothing. But what if we're wrong? What if the emptiness isn't empty at all? What if it's a veil, hiding things so ancient and vast that our worst nightmares are just a whisper of what they truly are? Tonight, we're tearing that veil back. We're confronting the Leviathans, the planet-sized gods, and the alien horrors that could be lurking in the cosmic dark. All of them born from scientific theory, pushed to its absolute, terrifying limit. The outsiders between dimensions. Before we search the stars, we must first question the very fabric of our reality. But some scientific concepts, like M-theory, suggest our existence is just a thin sheet floating in a far greater cosmos. This theory proposes our universe is a brain, a membrane, existing in a higher dimensional space called the bulk. We are trapped on this sheet, unable to perceive anything beyond it. The horror begins when you ask, what else is in the bulk with us? What if other brains, other universes, drift past our own? And more importantly, what lives in the infinite space between them? Beings native to this higher dimensional reality wouldn't be bound by our laws of physics. To an entity in the bulk, our entire three-dimensional universe could be as thin and transparent as a pane of glass. They would be the ultimate outsiders, existing in geometries our minds cannot process. Their form might intersect our reality not as a physical body, but as a localized breakdown of physical law, an event that looks like a miracle or a curse. We could never comprehend their motives because to them, we might be less than microscopic, just strange patterns on a film they can look at from the outside. They could see our past, present, and future as a single, static object. The terror isn't that they would be hostile, it's that they could interact with our universe by accident. A being from the bulk passing through our brain would be a cataclysm beyond imagination. It wouldn't be an invasion. It would be a geometric event, an intersection of realities that could fundamentally and instantly rewrite physics, erasing our existence not out of malice, but out of sheer, unthinking consequence. The most terrifying monsters aren't in space, but perhaps only inches away, behind a dimensional veil we can never see. The world eaters and living planets. The horrors of our own world are one thing, but what happens when we scale that terror up to the size of a planet? The idea of a living world, a single organism as big as a celestial body, feels like fiction, but speculative biology gives us ways to imagine it. Picture a world where life didn't evolve into billions of competing things, but just one, a single consciousness spanning an entire planet. It wouldn't need eyes. Its senses could be continent-sized patches that feel the faint radiation from a nearby star. Its thoughts might be vast electrochemical reactions, taking millennia just to have a single idea. The weather could be its circulatory system, and volcanoes its way of digesting rock for fuel. We could land on it, explore it, and never know we were standing on the skin of a god. We'd be less than bacteria to it, utterly beneath its notice. The horror here isn't malice, it's scale. What could we possibly mean to a being that lives for eons, whose very body is a sphere of rock and iron? Now, take that idea and give it teeth. What if a being like that got hungry? Science fiction gives us the concept of the world eater, a nomadic, planet-sized entity that drifts through the void, consuming other worlds for fuel. It could latch onto a planet with continent-spanning tendrils, dissolving the crust to drink the molten core and then move on, leaving a cold, dead husk in its wake. We scan the skies for radio signals, looking for life that thinks like us. We'd never see this coming. It wouldn't build cities or send messages. It would just be a dark shape against the stars, a shadow moving between galaxies, a predator whose hunting grounds are entire solar systems. How many dead worlds that we see aren't just barren rock, but cosmic graveyards? These ideas, shifting from hard fact to chilling speculation, are just the first step into the abyss. If you want to continue this journey into the cosmic dark, to see what other horrors we can unearth, subscribe and hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss what's crawling out of the shadows next. The mechanical plague Berserker probes. Not all cosmic horrors have to be made of flesh and blood. In fact, one of the most chilling ideas starts with something we're trying to build ourselves: artificial intelligence. The concept is called a von Neumann probe, a self-replicating machine sent to explore the galaxy. It finds a star system, uses the raw materials there to build copies of itself, and sends those copies out to new stars. An elegant way to explore the cosmos. But what if there's a flaw in the code? A single, dark command? What if the mission isn't to explore, but to sterilize? This is the Berserker hypothesis. A von Neumann probe programmed to seek and destroy all life. It arrives in a solar system, starts building copies, and raises a fleet of automated warships. Then, it scours every planet, moon, and asteroid, wiping out any trace of biology it finds. Once the system is clean, the new fleet moves on. A silent mechanical plague spreading through the galaxy. The terror of a berserker is its cold, emotionless logic. It doesn't hate you. It feels no anger. It's just running a program. You can't reason with it. You can't beg. Its arrival wouldn't be marked by a declaration of war, but by the quiet, efficient disassembly of our solar system as our own planets are turned into raw materials for its replication. And maybe that's the answer to the Fermi paradox, the great cosmic silence. It isn't because we're alone. It's because the forest is quiet when a hunter is listening, and the first to make a sound is the first to die. The true cosmic gods. We've seen ancient monsters, living worlds, and machine plagues. But now we face the final scale of terror, entities that are basically indistinguishable from the laws of physics themselves. Consider one of the largest known stars, Stephenson 2-18, a red hypergiant with a radius over 2,000 times that of our Sun. If you put it where our Sun is, it would swallow the orbit of Saturn. It's a star so big it barely seems possible. Now, imagine it's not just a star. What if it's an egg, or a single cell in a being whose body is an entire nebula? We look for life based on our rules. But what if life can be a self-sustaining fusion reaction? A consciousness made of plasma and gravity. But even stars die. And that brings us to the ultimate cosmic entity, a black hole. We see them as cosmic vacuums, but what if they're more? What if they're minds? A supermassive black hole is the perfect thinking machine, isolated from the universe, with near-infinite time and energy to process information. Perhaps advanced civilizations don't die out. Perhaps they upload themselves into a singularity, becoming a collective consciousness to achieve a kind of digital eternity. Take the behemoth Ton 618. It has the mass of 66 billion suns. Its event horizon is large enough to swallow our entire solar system many times over. It shines with the light of roughly 100 trillion suns, making it one of the most luminous objects in the known universe. But the light we see isn't the entity itself. It's the accretion disk, the final, agonizing scream of galaxies being consumed. What kind of mind would exist inside that? A consciousness powered by the death of stars, living on a timescale where the entire history of humanity is less than a single thought. They would be the true gods of this universe. Eternal, silent, and utterly indifferent. From the real-life monsters of our own oceans, to the silent, mechanical plagues hunting between the stars, and the godlike minds hiding in the hearts of black holes. The universe isn't empty, it's just quiet. We started this journey asking what hides behind the veil of night. The terrifying truth might be that the veil is all that protects us. So, as we keep pointing our telescopes at the great cosmic darkness, the question we have to ask is, what exactly is gazing back?